Good morning, children. This video is for anyone who's working in a pyramid group. Before we start today's learning, please make sure you do the starter, which is dividing numbers by 10, 5, 3 and 2. Today's learning, we will be drawing and interpreting block diagrams. So we're going to go through some examples of some questions that you'll be answering today. So the question here says, complete the table to match the block diagram below. Now, some of these questions, they may ask you to draw a table or draw a block diagram. If you want to, you're more than welcome to print this out if you have if you're able to do it. But if not, just draw the table out into your book and then that'd be fine. So we've got a question here. We've got a block diagram. Now a block diagram is where we have information which is similar to what a bar chart is, but we have our scale up here, so we can see we're going up in fives: 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And we have our names of people: Sanj, Kim, Jem and Mac. And they basically, it's called a block diagram because there are blocks of squares or rectangles in this case, and they go up to represent how much is of each one. So it says here that it's asking, the number represents how many number of goals were scored by each person. So to identify how many were scored for each person, we'll take each person and we'll go up. So each block is worth 5. So 5, 10, 15. And as we can see, it's in line with the number 15. So Sanj scored 15 goals. Kim, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, in line with 25. So Kim scored 25. Jem scored 5, 10, 15, 20. And Mac scored 5. One block of 5 in line with 5. The next question we're going to have is, use the block diagram to answer the questions below. So we're going to look at our block diagram first. We've got on this left hand side, we've got number of ice cream sold, and it's going up in tens: 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And on here we've got the months. So we've got the month of April, May, June and July. So when were the least ice cream sold? So the key information is least. Least means the smallest amount. So we can look at this by just actually looking at the height of our blocks. And we're looking for the smallest height, the one which isn't the tallest. As we can see that April is the smallest out of the 4, because May is higher, so is June and July. So April is was when the least amount of ice creams was sold. The second question, in how many more ice creams were sold in July than April? How many more were sold in July? So the first thing we want to do is find out how many were sold in July, which was 60. And how many were sold in April? So we go 10, 20. Each block is worth 10, 10, 20, and it's there in line with 20. So to find out how many more were sold, we're going to do a subtraction. We want to find the difference between the two. So 0 take away 0 equals 0. 6 take away 2. So we're on 6. Take away 2. 5, 4. So 6 take away 2 equals 4. Our answer is 40. In total, how many ice creams were sold in May and June? So in total, when we're looking at the number total, the word total, that means how many altogether. So we need to add these two amounts together. So we're going to find out how many were sold in May. So remember, we're going up, each block is worth 10, 10, 20, 30. So we're doing 30, add however many were sold in June, 10, 20, 30, 40, in line with 40. 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 4 is 7. So 70 were sold. Now our next question says, complete the block diagram to represent the data shown in the table. Now we're going to be looking at, we're going to be adding the information ourselves. So we're going to use some colour highlighters to show each type of vehicle, and in our table it actually gives us how many of each vehicle was seen. Now before we do that as well, we're going to look at our scale. So our scale is going up in twos: 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So again, you want to draw this. If you can't print this out, draw this into your book. Now it says here car equals 12. So each block is worth 2. But we can also use our scale to help us. We want to shade in up to the line which 12 is next to. So we'll just so there we can see that there are 12 cars seen. Our next one is bus, and it says 6. So we go up to 6. So we know we want to go up to 6. So there were 6 buses. How many lorries were there? 4 lorries. So we're going up to this line here. Each one is worth 2, don't forget. So 2, 4. So we want to colour in 2 blocks. 1. And there's our second one coloured in. Nice and easy. And then our last one says bike, 8. So we need to go up to 8, which is here. And there we have our block diagram completed from using the information from the table. That's your input for today's lesson. So please now go to the task sheets and answer the questions. Best of luck.